And welcome to another great episode of Framing New Heights. My name is Michael Hicks, your host with the most. Before we even get started, here are some words from our sponsors. Can't sleep, got the aches and pains. Got to check out the CBD oil, which is AMAS tested, proven formula, and it is 50% off for Framing New Heights listeners. All you got to do is go to the checkout and put in cap locks New Heights. You get 50% off. And this CBD oil is Amish tested. It is proven to, you'll sleep like a baby, like we need sleep. And not only sleep, but it'll get rid of those aches and pains. So if you're truly maybe struggling and are not pouring from a full cup, that's your opportunity. Go ahead and check that out. Also, my Liv2Thrive Coaching. I have opportunities for you right now on an offer that is irresistible, something you cannot do. It's only for you Framing New Heights listeners and for anybody that follows my social. It's a proven way to break your cycles and finally create the change that has stuck. And guess what? You can do it in just 60 minutes. The link will be in the show notes. And it is simply called Chasing Without Becoming. It is my proven Live to Thrive formula that when I worked with my coach, Tony Robbins, as well as other coaches that really helped me gain momentum that really maybe you felt trapped from other same results. You got to check it out. It is pretty monumental. It is pretty awesome. And without further ado, I really want to jump into today's topic. And in today's topic, I'm going to hound in on the following. We're going to talk about boundaries that build you. And why are boundaries so important? I'm going to tell you why they're so important. When you have the ability to say no without feeling like the bad guy. How many of you like, man, it is so hard for me to say no to things. And when you say no to things, it actually opens up things. Let me explain. Let me ask you something that might maybe sting just a little bit. And it's out of love. So let me be very, very clear. And for those of you that are catching my live stream right now on Facebook, this is one of my new episodes that I'm dropping on my YouTube channel. You can go ahead and check it out right now. I'm on my YouTube page right now at Framing New Heights, and you can see that live by being a subscriber. Otherwise, you can check out Spotify or Amazon Music. It drops every new Wednesday. This episode is going to drop on Wednesday. So if you got some comments along the way, please drop it in the comments. I will do my very best after I record the podcast to answer those questions. So here's that question. When you say yes to everyone, who keeps paying the price for that? Yes. Who is it? I'll tell you who it is. I'll tell you who I see paying for it the most is your time. It's not only your time, your peace, your health, your relationship, your marriage, your dreams, your kids, and most importantly, your calling. So some of you aren't tired with the fact that you're lazy. You're tired, for a lack of a better word, because you have been over functioning. Does that make sense? And when you're over functioning, you carry these emotional backpacks. It's almost like, I give this analogy often. It's almost like, let me grab a quick drink of water here. It's almost like every time that you carry this emotional backpack, you're adding these big boulders into your backpack. And they've never been assigned to you, but what they do is they keep weighing you down. And today, on today's podcast, we're going to be working on breaking the cycle, the Live to Thrive way. Something that I have worked on through the duration of coming up to 53 years that is going to be practical, it's going to be spiritual, and it's going to be honest. All right? And boundaries don't make you selfish. I want to be really clear with that. Boundaries do not make you selfish. You know what they do? They make you sustainable. So welcome back to everybody to another episode of Framing New Heights, the podcast where we climb and stretch and grow your needs, one mindset, one shift at a time. And I'm your host, Michael Hicks, founder of Liv2Thrive Coaching. And today we're going to talk about something that impacts Every area of your life, and 'tis the season when this drops, or the holidays, is you can sometimes get spread too thin on things. What you're going to get today on today's live and also on my podcast, the 3 lies people pleasers believe, my Live to Thrive No Blueprint. I got real coaching stories, faith-build boundaries, actual affirmations that are going to build who you are, and a challenge and maybe an invitation to maybe even go deeper. You ready to go deeper? Let's go. The first part is the over functioner. This is the identity piece. So I coach high achievers, parents, leaders, CEOs, doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, moms and dads, people who are looking to get strong on the outside. However, internally, they're exhausted. They are utterly exhausted. And you know why they're exhausted? They're exhausted because they are a fixer. How many of you are fixers? How many of you are like, yeah, I like to fix everything, Michael? How many of you are that helper? You volunteer to do stuff that you shouldn't be doing. Going to the PTO meetings, volunteering in the classroom, doing all of these things, right? And how many of you are like, well, I'm the reliable one, Michael? Well, this is for you. And at first, that identity feels like you're a good person, right? However, eventually what happens is it becomes a trap. And it becomes a trap. And here's how. When your identity gets tied to being needed. I'm going to repeat that again. When your identity gets tied into being needed, you then tolerate emotional chaos just to stay relevant. How many of you is that you? Here's some questions that you got to ask yourself. Is your kindness costing you your health? Are you saying yes to everything? Well, I got to take my kids to the games. I got to pick them up from a sleepover. I got to do all of these things. Is your kindness costing you your health? Is your loyalty costing you your future? And is your availability destroying your peace? I did talk earlier. I'm going to break this down. Here are the 3 lies people pleasers believe. You ready for this? The 3 lies that people pleasers believe. So let's name those lies. Let's break it down right now. Let's name the lies. Let me be very, very clear here. You cannot heal what you refuse to name. All right? Lie number 1. If I say no, I'm going to lose them. You know what that translation is? I've been trained to trade myself for acceptance. I've been trained in my own head to trade myself for acceptance. Here's a coaching insight that I use and it's a truth bomb. Healthy people don't believe. Let me say that again. Healthy people don't leave due to the fact that they have boundaries. Unhealthy people do. Unhealthy people don't leave because you have boundaries. Unhealthy people do. Here's a story that I want to share with you. I've coached a client who finally stopped over-explaining their no. All right, I'm not going to tell you if it was male or female. I'm just going to tell you they stopped finally over-explaining their no. And the people who benefited from their lack of boundaries, they got uncomfortable fast. Here's the thing, though. Their peace returned even faster. So I just had a conversation about this with a client of mine, and she sends me this entire text, and I had to kind of talk to her about this. They're going to get uncomfortable fast. However, your peace is going to return faster. Here's lie number 2. My worth is in what I do. I'm going to say that. My worth is in what I do. And this lie looks like success. from the outside. You know what it is, though? It's insecurity in a suit. You are not valuable because you're useful. You're valuable because you exist, because you were given another day. Does that make sense? God doesn't love you because of your output, right? He automatically loves you because he automatically loves the fact of who you are, and you're one of his. He knows the amount of hairs that are in your hair. And as you get older, maybe you lose some of them or you get more grays. So your value, you are valuable simply because you exist. Add that affirmation into your morning ritual. I am valuable because I woke up today. Line number 3. Burnout is just a part of life. Whew. This is why a lot of people come to me. The mindset here is not strength. It's survival mode. And some of you are confusing survival mode with your identity. Let me be very clear here. Burnout is not a badge of honor that you can wear for success. You know, like, you get up early. Okay, so does everybody else. Burnout is not a badge of success. You know what it is? It's a boundary failure. It's a failure in your boundaries. And if those 3 lies are controlling your life, here's what's going to happen. When the cost of you not continuing to build better boundaries is going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. Are you ready? I want to slow down because sometimes I get too excited about this. And let me slow down and be clear about what I'm seeing in my coaching agency. That's Liv2Thrive, Liv, the number 2 Thrive. If you've been liking this podcast so far, do me a favor, send it to a friend that can be helpful, and also give me a 5-star rating. It would be truly appreciated. We are streaming all over the continents. And I just was notified 2 weeks ago that I'm in the top 100 in this genre, which is self-healing, self-help books, education, etc. So back to when boundaries are missing. When they are missing, here's what happens. These things show up. So if you want to take something and jot these down, now's the time to do so. And I'm going to go in on some of these, and some of these might ruffle your feathers a little bit. And that's what growth is all about. If growth doesn't allow you to be like sandpaper, it's more comfortability. And success goes to the frame of comfortability, and that's where it dies. You die there. You got to challenge yourself. That's a whole new separate podcast. These boundaries are missing. When boundaries are missing, these things show up. Number 1, weight gain. Are you depressed? Late night eating because you're bored, scrolling aimlessly, watching TV, emotionally eating, consuming empty calories. Do you have short tempers? I recently had this, and being vulnerable here. And when I'm sharing this is I kind of jumped at someone that didn't need to be jumped at simply because I finally had a night in which I didn't have any clients from working all day, and I had to get air in my tires. I had to stand outside in the bitter cold. Now, mind you, those of you that don't know this, that maybe are living in warmer continents or in the warmer areas, when you live in Wisconsin, when it gets cold, and it got really cold, your tire pressure in your tire gets low. It was so low. So in this process, this is kind of comical that I'm going to share with you, but this is because I didn't have any boundaries in place. And I'm going to explain this. So I went to one gas station, used my debit card, paid $3 to get the air. Well, the air hose was taking air out of my tire, which was lowering the pressure, the PSI. I go in, talk to the guy. He comes in, speaking a different language, hard to understand. We definitely had some language barrier there. And I'm like, can you just give me a refund? And so he goes back on his phone, comes back out, and he's attempting to figure this out. I'm like, it doesn't work. So now he goes back inside the gas station again, and he's making a phone call. I just drove away, had him eat. I ate the $3. It's just a bad experience. So then I go for Wisconsin, we have these things called Quick Trip. So then I went to this one Quick Trip. It was out of order, didn't work. So then I had to drive. This was now about 15, 20 minutes in. Mind you, I need to, when I give so much to so many people, you need time for boundaries. You need to, and this was supposed to be the night. Well, it didn't work out that way. So we get to this third gas station, which was a Quick Trip. Plug out the Quick Trip. Love you guys. And there's a line, 2 cars deep. So that took another 12 minutes. So now I'm about 30 minutes into this whole project when I just wanted to relax and unwind and have a moment to regroup. And that shot a short temper. And that's because I didn't have any particular boundaries in place. How could I have changed that? What could I have done? So anyway, you want to probably hear the story. So filled them up, finally worked, drove off, finally got my PSI to where it was supposed to be. And then I had to go get some wood pellets for my wood burning stove, which is a pellet stove, because it gets super cold here in Wisconsin. And I got a wood burning stove, which is amazing. Anyway, so I lashed out in a short temper. And that's when boundaries are missing. And also the other one here is resentment. You ever have resentment with someone? Or not only that, relationship distance, how you just kind of back off. Or how about procrastination? Or how about spiritual numbness? Or how about anxiety? Or better yet, the final one that's been missing because you don't have proper boundaries in, identity confusion. So let me list these for you again, and you can kind of elaborate for yourself. The first one was weight gain. The second was emotional eating. The third one, which I really went into, was short tempers. Resentment was the next one. Relationship distance, procrastination. And what I mean by relationship distance is just kind of taking a back seat. You know what I mean? Procrastination, spiritual numbness, anxiety, identity confusion. I want to bridge all these together for you for a second. You know what happens when all this happens? Your body keeps score. Your body keeps score. Your body will shut down. And your calendar then is a true confession of who you are. Does that make sense? All right. Let me transition here. So now is the no blueprint that I call. It's my Live to Thrive proven framework here. And it's the cornerstone for this podcast today. And it's the no blueprint. And here's what I mean. It's not just what you say no to. It's how you say no. And who you're becoming when you say it. So for example, there's 3 parts to this no blueprint. And jot these down. These are really, really good. So number 1, name what you need to protect. Name what you need to protect. Like literally out loud, name it. The next one, number 2, communicate without feeling guilty. I'm going to share something with you is altruism. And I was going to do a podcast on that, and I probably will. If you don't know what altruism is where you have more empathy for everyone else than sometimes you're even your own self. I got a reel that I'm putting out on this, and I recently struggled because I saw a homeless man, and he was out in the bitter cold. He was so cold that, for those, I'm going to give the visual for you, and it's not to gross you out, but had like boogers streaming in his nose, and they were frozen, like literally frozen. I could tell this man was outside, and I felt compelled. I had a calling, like my spirit was calling me of like, man, you got to do something about it. And I was like, maybe I should just give him money. So I gave him money. I went in my wallet, I gave him money, and I said, please do not, if I give you this, do not do any drugs. And he looked at me deadpan in the eyes, and I could see he didn't blink. He didn't do anything, clear as day. No, I won't. I go, just please go take care of yourself. And as I'm walking away, I'm struggling. Again, communication without guilt is I'm struggling. I'm asking, I'm like, maybe I should have got him a hotel room. Maybe I should have did that, because God has blessed me in so much. But then I asked, and I heard God say to me, literally say, no, son, you're good. You did well today. And then I struggle with, I have a backpack or a gym bag that is literally probably 15 years old. Zippers are broken. It's torn. I struggle with buying myself a backpack or a gym bag. Well, I finally did. I finally compelled, and I did it yesterday. I'm pretty proud of myself. So I got a brand new one coming in. It's going to be my little Christmas present for myself. So I'm excited for that. So the 3-part no blueprint. So going back, number one was name what you protect. What is important to you, and literally name it out loud, and then journal and script it, and then communicate without guilt. That takes work. It takes a lot of work. Even as a coach and I help clients, I make mistakes as well. So, and also repeat without an analogy, or hold on, stop the bus. Repeat without apologizing. You ever do that? Oh, I'm sorry. Stop repeating with an apology. Your boundary isn't real until you can survive discomfort. I've got a few of my clients that are understanding that right now. All right. So I want to give you 3 types of boundaries that I think are boundaries for you to thrive in 2026. The first one is time boundaries. You must have work shutdown times. You must have family designated times. I'm recording this right now. When I'm done, my daughter and I are going to have a little day. We're going to go do a few things. We're probably going to go check out some Christmas lights. Family time, really critical, really important. I'm also making some protein pumpkin muffins that are in the oven. She loves those things. And not only work shutdown times, like no more email checks at this particular time. I suggest 7 p.m. at night. Do not do it. Depends what your business is. I get it. Sometimes we have to push a little harder due to availability to our clients. Sometimes I'm up till 9:15 working with clients at night. That's Central Standard Time. And that can be tough for me simply because I want to go to bed by 9:30. So also personal reset blocks. And you got to, and I got to tell you this, you got to have sleep protection. And what I mean by that is stop watching aimlessly the next episode on Netflix. Your day the next day is going to be shot. If you do not schedule your priorities, you know who does that? Other people in your life are going to schedule your priorities. People will begin scheduling your priorities and your life for you. All right, the second category that I broke it down, and I got subcategories into as well. That, again, if you want to take notes on this, these are really beneficial pieces here, is emotional boundaries, okay? What you absorb, okay? What am I absorbing through this situation? Is it toxicity? Maybe you have to work with a person, and not to give too many details, but maybe you're working with this person and you have gone and done this growth journey and you've listened to the therapist, you listen to the coaches, you listen to the people that have built you and branded you, you read, for me, the Bible, the other person just is there. What are you absorbing from their interactions? And then are you limiting it? And not only that, ask yourself, what are you carrying? Is it resentment? Is it hate? Is it all of this? What are you carrying? And then with emotional boundaries, what are you responding to? You may see something on the face page, on the Facebook or the Instagram or wherever it may be, and it may really hit a nerve. What are you responding to? Do you have to respond to it? Because what's going to happen when you do? Here's the piece here that I want to tie all these together. So what you observe, what you carry, what you respond to, the emotional boundaries is compassion doesn't mean self-sacrifice 24/7. It doesn't. It does not. The third boundary is the identity boundary. You stop agreeing with the version of you that survives instead of thrives. Is that you? Is that you? You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your identity, people. All of you that are listening, you don't rise to your goals. We're going to put this on a Live to Thrive shirt. If you want actually some Live to Thrive gear, I also got that in the show notes. You can check that out as well. That is available. Great Christmas gifts. Plug. Simply a simple plug. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your identity. What is your identity? Is it full of excuses? Is it full of lies? I want to give you some real coaching stories right now. I want to really break this down for you because I think this can be really helpful to any of you that are listening. I want to talk to you about a client of mine. She carried everyone in her life. Her family, her kids, finances, everything. She was more or less the default parent. Defaulting in planning, defaulting in fixing. Her body was tired. Her mind chaotic and loud. Her marriage struggling. Not finding a way or finding ways to communicate, but then not having follow through. Almost just like a business partnership. What happened was when we worked together, her boundary wins were she implemented something, I call it a 2-night shutdown rule. And not only did she implement that, she also implemented 1 hour weekly planning. And then also 1 weekly self-first block. And the results, I laugh because my heart gets so warm when I talk about this, is she didn't just get her time back. She got softness back as well. That feminine desire that some women that I've worked with, they live in, they work in this masculine world and they cannot release their feminine energy. I get it. I understand it. I'm going to give you another story. Is this person, I'll just call it the story, for lack of better words, the leader with condo stress. All right. So I've seen clients in leadership roles dealing with intense conflict, maybe some legal pressures, maybe people demanding answers, and maybe even emotional control of sorts, right? I'm writing my book, and I'm going to share you one of mine, but this is from a different client of mine. And the boundary win is they defined office hours for conflict engagement. They developed a 24-hour response rule on emotional messages. And the last boundary win was that they stopped attempting to manage everyone's feelings and how they felt about them. And then you know what the result was? It was peace. Peace increased. You know why? Because you let go of control. Control decreased. So I even got more. I've got more because I've worked with hundreds of clients, and I think this is really monumental and to tie into this podcast today because stories are always cool. This is the mom that packed the schedule, right? She juggled the kids, the transportation to and from games to practices to work to play dates to coaching to personal goals and she didn't need more time. And she also was a single mom. She didn't need permission slip to protect her own life. So some of the boundary wins that were implemented throughout coaching with her, she did a 2 yeses rule. All right. And if you want information on this stuff, you can just directly email me and we can set up a strategy call and we can go over all of this. She also then talked about, or we also got a boundary win, is if health and family weren't both a yes, the answer was a no. You ever ask yourself that question? If my health and my family aren't both yeses, the answer is no. She started, guess what? She started losing weight. She started to sleep better. And she stopped resenting her calendar. I got so much to do today, right? How many of you hear that all the time? I got so much to do today. I want to tie in everything because a lot of my coaching is faith-based. And I want to bring God into this conversation and properly. Boundaries are not unbiblical. They're actual wisdom. And Jesus modeled boundaries. You know how he modeled boundaries? He walked away from crowds. When he rested, he rested. When he said no, he meant it. He didn't heal everyone. And there were a lot of people that came to him. And when things got difficult, he withdrew and he prayed. So if Jesus, Son of God, needed solitude and needed boundaries to fulfill his purpose, why do you think we're above that? What makes you think that? Because we're built in the image of him. There are a few Bible verses, but due to the sake of time, I'm not going to go into detail on them, but I'm going to lay them out for you to check out for your own. On what I mean by that is Proverbs 4, verse 23. In that Bible passage talked about guard your heart. You need to guard it. And then, hold on, let me pull up my show notes here. Matthew 5, verse 37. Let your eyes be a yes. Let your eyes be a yes. And Mark 1, verse 35 says something to the fact of Jesus withdrawing to pray, which I alluded to earlier, but that's actual biblical reference right there. And Galatians 6, verse 5, each will carry their own weight. Or I think it was in the Bible, it was called load. So some of you are carrying loads that God never assigned to you. So I'm going to help you solve your sanity right now and save some sanity for you. I'm going to give you some real life actionable steps that you can script right now and use in your everyday life. Here we go. The number one, the simple no. I'll give you an example. And this is, I'm being honest and transparent here, is a great friend of mine turning 50, has a birthday party, and I also have my daughter. The birthday party is an hour and 10 minutes from where we live in a bar atmosphere. Not that that matters, but it does depending on my morals and values, right? And I also have my daughter who's 11. So I could drive an hour to hang out or over an hour and then hang out for another hour and then drive back, which is almost 3 hours, 4 hours of our time. And I gave another option. So let me take you out to eat or let me take you to a Bucks game. So thank you for thinking of me. However, I'm not available for that. Simple no. Another simple script, the values no. I'm focusing on my health, my family, my work, my priorities right now. So I'm going to pass. Another simple no. The repeat no. Man, I hear you. My answer is still no. Firm, solid, not like shaky about it, right? And the fourth one is the work boundary. I'm offline after 7 p.m. I have used this numerous times, and I'll handle this tomorrow. So if your no requires a 10-minute explanation, you know what you're still doing? You're still people pleasing. You don't have to. All right. So I want to give to you a 7-day boundary challenge right now. It's a 7-day boundary challenge for you to do. Here it is, because I want to make it practical. I want to make it easy for you. 7-day step. Here we go. Boom. Number 1, write your top 3 priorities for this season. What are they? Family, friends, Jesus. No particular order. I don't know. Just said that out loud. Number 2, identify your biggest time leak. Ooh, what is it? Maybe it's driving. I don't know. Number 3, set one boundary with your phone. I will put it away, not in my bedroom at night before I go to bed. Great suggestion. Set up one boundary with your calendar. Set one boundary with one person. Practice one no script out loud. I just gave you those. And then the journaling, the scripting part is write down one daily win. What was a win for you today? And what did I protect today that protected me back? Or even better yet, what did I protect today that will protect for me tomorrow? So if you're done living on empty and you're exactly who I built Liv2Thrive for, I don't teach boundaries as a concept. What I do is I teach boundaries as a lifestyle change. I'm going to be doing a deeper training soon on full boundaries that can actually build you and your system. It can build the emotional piece, the spiritual piece, the physical piece. It's an actual tactical blueprint that'll help you reclaim your time without guilt. And if you're open to that, just drop it in the comments or send me an email at michael@liv2thrive.com and I can help you with that. So let me leave you all with this today. You're not here to be liked by everyone. You are here to be aligned with who God called you to become. Your boundary is a bridge to your future. Remember that immensely. Please don't forget that. And the right people won't punish you for protecting your peace. They'll respect you even more for it. So here's my final statement before I drop off tonight. Say no to what drains you, so you can say yes to what defines you. Until next time, my name is Michael Hicks, the host with the most, owner of Liv2Thrive Coaching Agency, and keeping framing new heights to a new height and keeping you living to thrive. And as always, 1% better in mind, body, and soul And always stay flexed.